The Smiths' You've Got Everything Now from the Hatful of Hollow LP, and I think they released an earlier version of it that sounds a little different, but I like the one on Hatful of Hollow best. So yeah, I've played this song for some years now, but I realized I've been playing it wrong until fairly recently. When I watched Headless Guitar Player doing his version of this song. And by the way, I really like the way that guy plays Smith songs on his Rickenbacker 330. I've got a few of those here. So I thought I'd do a tutorial today based on what I learned from him and watching some old Smiths footage of them doing this song. And interestingly, they used to open up a lot of their early gigs with this song because it kind of had a little more drive and attitude, especially that intro part, than many Smith songs have or had. So you can see I'm playing on an acoustic guitar today. I'm not doing an electric. I'm not dealing with any effects. I thought I'd be pretty raw and straightforward with this as much as possible. I've got my guitar capoed at the 2nd fret. Regardless, we're going to refer to the frets by their typical numbers to avoid any maths, right? That's how you guys say it over in the UK. So the intro is really interesting, and this is where Headless Guitar Player really came in helpful for me. As I looked really closely at how he was shaping his fingers to create this opening chord. So what he does here is at the 5th fret, we're on the B and high E strings, right? We're getting that nice chimey sound. But then we use our index finger and we're going to pretty much bar everything except the low E. So when we play it, we get this, which is a really nice kind of dissonant, chimey sound. And what we're going to do here is we're going to juxtapose the bass notes from the A fretted at the 4th, like this. We're also going to use an open E, and we're going to come over and grab the E at the 5th fret sometimes, and then back up here to the A string, or pardon me, the D string, quickly jumping to the A string, off. We're going to even do some of that, right? But it's jumping around with the bass note from the A to the open to the low E to the open to the D to the A. So when I play this, and by the way, you leave these 2 fingers here at the 5th fret pretty much slammed down right there the whole time. You don't pick them up until a particular moment in the series, and I'll show you how to do that. But here's what it looks like Headless is doing, and it sounds correct, and it also looks like what Johnny Marr is doing. So I'm going to strum this slowly, and then we'll break it down. So what I'm doing there, you can see, is again, I'm starting in this shape, hitting it twice, and then kind of lifting up and giving it a, until I come down here to the 5th fret, low E. And then I jump quickly to the D string, to the A. Now, from this point, I lift these guys off, I play an A-shaped chord, and then I pull everybody off and hit it and shut it up. So again, that sequence played slowly. can see I strum that a variety of ways. I chop it up sometimes. Sometimes I strum it all kind of open and together. Sounds pretty good, right? Or you can chop it up. And the way you chop it up is by using your right hand up here to shut up the strings. Now, after you play that through 3 times, then we've got the chords that get us up the neck. So what he does is he jumps from this shape to that open shut up. Then he bars here at the 4th. Put your fingers in an A minor shape, but remove your pinky. And we've got this. You hit that 3 times. Actually 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 silent ones. Now, while you're doing the silent ones, you're going to jump up here to this chord at the 7th fret, barring the 7th, and then you're at the G string 8th, D string 9, and B string 9, in this kind of triangle shape here with your fingers, with the bar at the 7th. See that? And this chord, this is a very Smithsy chord. Johnny Marr loves this chord shape. I mean, does this sound familiar? And then we go down the neck, but the capo's in the way, right? So that's Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. So he loves that chord shape. But this is what I digress. We go from this so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 silent, and then because we're just kind of keeping a beat there, and then we slam down right here, 7th fret, in this shape I just showed you. That's kind of the rhythm that he does. Slide down to the 6th, same shape, and slide it back up to the 7th. In my opinion, this next transition I'm going to show you is the hardest part of the song, because you got to do it quickly if it's going to sound good. So we jump right back into the chorus. Right, so you're going. That's a tough one, right? You're jumping from this complicated shape, you know, in the beat, in the rhythm. What that means is you got to go right back here to this peculiar shape rapidly. So I would encourage you just to practice that jump, because unless your brain is much quicker at picking this stuff up than mine is, I had to do, you know, this. Many times. And even then, I kind of get lucky, right? When I hit it right on. You might have seen that in the intro. I didn't always get it nice and clean, but that's the trickiest part of the song, in my opinion. Okay, so I've just shown you the basic, the intro and the basic verse sequence. And then we come back down here and do this again. Then we do this again. Come back down here. So once you've done that twice, Johnny Marr changes it up a little bit going into the chorus. So he does something like this. after he goes 3 times again, then he does this. Whoops, whoops, there we are. 4th fret, same shape as I showed you before. This time he holds the shape but lifts off his middle finger on the B string 5th fret. Then he quickly jumps into this shape. So this shape here, we're at the 5th fret, B string, 6th fret, G string, 7th fret, A and D string in this shape here. And I don't know, to my eyes, look in this direction, and probably because I'm also an American, frickin' guns, right? It looks like a gun shape to me. It looks kind of like a pistol. So you make this kind of pistol shape with your fingers. By the way, I don't own any guns. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But he does that. So, and that's another quickie slam down you got to do from this shape. 1, 2, 3, lift off on the B string 5th to an A chord. A shape right there, 4th fret. Then we do this again. And isn't that nice? A chord. Look where your fingers are, right here. Do it again. Do it again. Now, after he does that 3 times, we are now ready for the chorus, which is the coolest part of the song, in my opinion. And it's got the Johnny Marr signature arpeggiation of some basic chord shapes that he loves. So one of them is the D2 chord, which is this one here, okay? So the D2 shape here, we are at the G string 4th, B string 5th, with an open E. Got the wife moving around upstairs a little bit. Okay, so that's one of the shapes. Then he also likes the A shape, the G. He also loves this one. Isn't that nice? Right, he's going to use that too. And also an A7. Okay, so how does he do this? So after we're, you know, you're right here, ready for the D2 shape. So go into the D2 shape, and then here's how you begin to pick it. So you're holding that shape, B string, G string, high E, B string. Now go right into an A shape. B, D, G. So far we've got, and you could even go down to the D string, open D for your second string if you want. But because you're in this shape, all of these strings are going to sound nice together. So you can So I forgot to mention that note there is an open G string. So D2. So go into the A shape, pull off. Now, after you do that, come down to the low E string 5th with your ring finger and play that note. Now you're going to go into a G shape. So we're low E, the open G, the open B, and then B string fifth, back over to an A shape, B string, G string, open E. Okay, let's go back to the beginning there. D2 shape. Whoops, there we go. Do that again. Sorry about that. Come on, brain, work. One more time. Or now is where you go into this shape. So we've just played the low E. Now we're going to arpeggiate a little bit and strum a little bit, holding this shape. So let's see. So that's how I do this. Now to transition, we're going to catch the G string at the fourth and play that open D with it. Mute that B string at the fourth with your index finger, playing the G string. Now jump into the pistol shape. So we strum it once. Now I like to do an open G string there. So once again. Because we're going to go right to an A7 now. Go ahead and hit those bass notes. That's the A and the D. Now lift off the B string at the fourth and just arpeggiate down. So again, let's see. Back to the D2. There's your bass notes, open A and D. So now you're at the D2 shape, B string, G string, high E, back to the B. Now we're going to jump into this shape. This is the D5 shape. So here we are at the 4th fret, D string, 5th fret A string, and 5th fret B string in this shape right here. That's a D5 shape. So what we're doing there is we're juxtaposing the bass notes with the B string, now off B. And then we're right back to the D2 to start over. Now at this point you can either go here, right? But I kind of like second time through to do this. So notice I'm just walking up on the low E string 4 to 5. And around you go again, right? You can play that as many times as you want. In fact, on the album, I think they go around there where Morrissey's singing about his horrible life 5 times, right? now to end it, we go right to this chord. So I like to stop with the open G string and then go into this shape. Really nice chord to pause that that chorus bit and get us ready to jump back into the right back there, right? So where we are here is 4th fret A, 4th fret G, 5th fret B, and avoid the low E, but play everybody else. So again, that ending bit, right? And then we just jump back into more verses. You get it. Okay, the last thing to show you is how we go into the conclusion. So here we are in the chorus, we're going around again. With that open G, now go straight to these same chords again, and Johnny Marr is just going to use them in a different way. So we're here at the D2, and he does something like this. Get that more cleanly. All right, so all we're doing there is we're D2 chord. Notice I'm lifting off on the G string 4th at the right moment. And there's my B string fretted at the 5th fret is my accent, my ending note. Then I go to this shape right here. Hold these fingers in the same position. Bring middle finger down to A string 5th. So there I'm going ahead and accenting the G string again at the right moment. Whoops. Now the final note is the D string open. Now I jump to this shape right here. Okay, so here I'm at the 4th fret A string, the 4th fret G string, and the 5th fret B string. And there I'm just again using that G string to lift off a few times at the right moment to get the accent. Now we walk down the A string yet again to the 3rd fret. Same shape with these two fingers, so I'm at the A string, 3rd fret, 4th fret G string, 5th fret B string in this shape here. And I'm just going to use that G string to lift off at the right moment. Now I jump right into a C shape. And my accent note there is the G string. Back to the D2. Whoops. You don't need to lift off anything on this C shape because you're just going to accent the G string. Back to the D2. Simple but really nice songwriting by Johnny Marr there. And that's the conclusion to the song. So, yeah, man, keep playing the Smiths, especially the early stuff. It's fabulous. Thanks.